Okay, yeah, we are definitely live now. So now I'm looking at it. I can see we're live. So we're gonna wait for some folks
Yeah,
to pop in. All right. So I okay, yeah, there we are. Yay. Okay. All right. So I need to turn this down.
you got it, friend.
All
I'm
right. So
excited.
hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
Uh, hey, Christine. You are. Hello, y'all. This is the Boudoir Chronicles, and I am the Boudoir Baddie. And
Yes.
I am. And I have a guest with me today, y'all. And I am so happy that she answered the call to be with us today. This is a special edition of the Boudoir Chronicles because we are doing Wednesday night. So there was supposed to be a show Monday, and then that just didn't work out. But I had already had the Wednesday show planned too, so there's going to be two shows. But so now we are live with Christine with a K.
Ow.
Uh, hey. And this is, I dubbed this one Pillow Talk, loving God while living LS.
I love it. I'm
Isn't
here
that
for it
cool?
for sure.
Christine, so I have Christine with me. I'll tell Christine, tell me about yourself. I don't know nothing, so tell me everything.
Girl, you need to tell you everything. Hold
Yeah,
on.
start from the
Oh my
beginning and
goodness. Oh. Well, my name,
take the
hey.
floor.
It's your girl Christine with a K. I am literally her. You know what I'm saying? I am a BBW goddess. I'm a spiritual manifester. Me and God are click tight like this. I'm one of his chosen. I am the director of independent artists for Nostalgic Radio. I'm the host of my own TV show called Wisdom and Tea. Um, I am a single mom of two boys, finna be three. I'm 34 weeks pregnant tomorrow with my baby Dominic Siempre. I have two older sons, Carter D'Angelo and Roman Michael. I overcame being disowned when I was 18. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I've overcome any adversity that's ever came my way. I manifest greatness. I'm also an artist. I'm a freestyle queen of the 903. I love to rap, sing, write poetry. I'm a multi-business owner. I'm the owner of Christine with a K Entertainment and the Goddess Within Luxury Spa Products, known as the Plus Size Self Care Guru and
Okay,
the
clock it.
BFWBBW. So
Clock,
I'm an
clock, clock.
actress, plus size model, and a brand ambassador for B Gals Boutique.
For big gal.
B apostrophe Gals, GALZ Boutique.
Okay, I like
Shout out to my
that.
son, Di
Big
Jones.
gal. You have a lot of accolades there, and many hats that you're wearing. So I hear mother, I hear businesswoman, I hear entrepreneur, I hear radio show. What? Okay, you went really fast.
Yeah, because it's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
it's a lot.
if I
Mhm.
stop, I'm gonna stop. I forgot to say, I forget to say stuff. Like I make candles. I'm a soy candle maker. I'm a fragranceer, like the Pablo Escobar of fragrances, if you will.
Yeah.
I create handcrafted perfumes, high quality eau de parfumery, and colognes for men.
Mm,
Um, I do a whole lot. I specialize in marketing, digital marketing. Basically, I'm a hustler,
yeah.
and anything I can do legally they can't take from me, that's what I do. And if I can't do it, I know somebody who can because I'm a
Yeah.
network.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, you have a lot of things going on, which keeps you busy, keeps you going, and so I like that about you. That's one of the things I remember. You and I first met on Al's show. We
Yeah.
went on at that time. It
Late
was
night freaky tales. Shout out to Al Songbird and Bismarck Brand.
late night
You know,
freaky
Bismarck
tale.
Brand, that's my business partner. That's like my best BFF right there. Me and Bismarck Brand.
I'm
Yeah.
so flicked. I was
Listen,
trying to do
my
that the other
kids
day.
taught me this. This the new
I,
age how to do a heart.
I don't know. I don't know. I
It's
feel
your
so
pointer
flicked.
fingers curved and your middle finger straight.
Oh, the middle finger.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You got it, Ray.
Okay, I keep trying to do the thumb. That's why I do the
Mm-hmm.
thumb. I'm be slow sometimes. I'm telling
You
you.
got it, Fred. Listen, that's my new thing. My kids taught me that. So I'm trying to be hip and new and
See
I'm
if you
also
can
a
throw it
public.
up every time.
Yeah, it's like a new gang sign, but we just spread love and light. You know what I'm saying?
I like.
But like I'm a public speaker. I'm a booking agent. I'm a business consultant. I
Hmm.
design websites, business cards, menus, flyers, logos, any kind of digital marketing. I help people brand their business and I help people
Hmm.
build their social media presence. And I think, oh yeah, and I'm an event hostess, the hostess with the mostest to be exact, the hype
You
chick.
said, oh yeah.
I forgot because I
I
can't do too
love
much
it.
of that right now because I'm too pregnant for that.
Yeah.
It's hard to get hype.
You
Right?
said 34 weeks, right?
Yes, tomorrow.
Ooh, then you're gonna have another boy.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thanks, Fred.
Congratulations on that. So you there was something you said. You said a domestic violence advocate
I'm a
or
survivor of domestic violence and an advocate
survivor.
of speaking up for yourself. Yes, I'm an advocate
Survivor.
of healing and I'm an advocate of self love, body positivity.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to all the big, beautiful, bold, confident
Here
women
we are.
and the thin thicknesses too, because we love y'all too.
The thin thicknesses. You I had mentioned earlier that we met through Al, and we talked a lot about a lot of stuff. It was a lot of stuff that was on the menu there. However, one of the things that stuck out to me was the spiritualness that you have.
We picked up on that super fast, you and I.
We
It's
did,
cute.
and we started to share that stage, and we almost turned that show around.
Listen, and some, people was kind of like, okay, this is not that kind of sound. And I'm like, listen, God's with me everywhere I go. So,
We need to go to a commercial break real quick.
all right, let's do it.
Commercial break. Well, it's back. All right, we
All
are
right, we back.
we're back. So I don't know what was going on, but so far good's here to fix it for me.
And this is real life. And like I say on my show all the time, this is real life. This is not scripted. This is not a game. It's genuine, authentic, and as pure
Yes.
as it could
And
be.
so I know nothing right now about setup and how to do anything. So literally my producer, my man has
Okay.
come in has come in and fixed everything for me and helped me. So eventually I'm sure I'm gonna get it because I probably get on his nerves with it. But he comes in, makes sure it fixes everything because I have no clue of nothing that's going on, good, bad, or indifferent.
I know that's right. You look like you got it under control, though. That's what matters.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so before we had to take the commercial break, I was talking about uh, hold on, let me do this. Hey y'all, we are definitely live now. Sorry for those who didn't get to tune in. You are watching a special Wednesday edition of the Boudoir Chronicles, and I have Miss Christine with a K with me. And we have been kind of just talking a little bit, but since we weren't live to you guys, I'm gonna start it over. Um, Now, Miss Christine with a K might leave out some of these details, but I done wrote some down. So if she misses one about herself, I can probably plug it in. Um, so I have Christine Smock with me, who is an entrepreneur, and she wears so many hats. And I just want you to introduce yourself. Tell me everything about you. And sorry you had to start over, but I would love to hear it again.
Listen, this gives me a chance to make sure I hit it all this time.
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much. First of all, thank you so much for having me. Shout out to the Boudoir Chronicles. This is so
Yeah.
exciting for me. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank
Anywhere
you.
I could be ratchet and holy at the same time, my heart is happy.
Yes.
So, anyways, like she said, I am the girl, the one, the only, the lady, Christine with a K. I'm a single mom of two, soon to be three little boys. I am 34 weeks pregnant with my third son. I was disowned at 18 years old. I overcame that. I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and now I overcome every type of adversity and manifest greatness. I'm an artist. I'm a freestyle queen of the 903. And I do challenge anybody from the 903 area code to come on over and thank any female in the 903 that thinks she can
You
freestyle
heard it
harder than
here
me.
on the Boudoir Chronicles. It's
Come
a
on, baby.
challenge.
Come on, baby. I'm the
You
queen,
heard
the
it here first.
freestyle queen of the 903. If you can remove that crown, I will bow down and let you have it. But you can't. Anyways, I love to rap, sing, and write poetry. I have a song out with Bismarck Brand called You Did It. We're shooting the music video this Saturday. I'm the owner and CEO of Christine with a K Entertainment and the Goddess Within Luxury Spa Products. I'm the plus size self care guru and the DFW BBW, director of independent artists for Nostalgic Radio, and I host my own TV show called Wisdom and Tea with Christine. It's on a hiatus right now. So I had a baby because there's so many things on my plate, friend. Most millionaires have 7 different streams of income, and I'm at like 5 or something like that. So I'm
Come on.
working on it.
Come on.
I'm
Come
working on
on. I
it.
love it. I
On my
love
show,
it.
we spill the tea and share the wisdom you need to manifest your best life.
Yes.
So I create candles and fragrances. I design all kinds of custom perfumery. I do digital marketing, design websites, business cards, menus, flyers, etc. I'm a public speaker, a booking agent, business consultant, promoter, brand ambassador, and the hostess with the mostest, Flavor Flav without the clock, guaranteed to keep you hype and lit no matter what.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Did you say you are a domestic violence survivor this
I
song?
am.
Yes.
I am
Yeah.
a
You
survivor of
said that.
violence.
So we have so much to talk about today and to dive into. Hopefully we can get it, get it out there. If not, it just means we're gonna have to have you back.
It'd be a saga like Joe Dirt story. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Not the Joe Dirt story.
Girl.
We'll have to have you back if we don't get to everything tonight. But Christine and I met on Al's show, and it was Midnight Freaky Tales at that time, right?
Late night freaky tales.
Late Night Freaky Tales with Al and Christine and I. We just kind of hit it off right from the beginning. And our connection was a spiritual connection. So uh, even though we had a lot of things in common with our family structure and how things went that way, we honed in on the spiritual. We almost turned that show a different
Literally.
way that night.
It almost became the Us show.
The Us Show,
You know?
which is me and so far good show, the Us Show. But yeah, it almost turned into us. Al was able to spin it, but we did all touch on those subjects, in which kind of connected all of us on that platform that night. So okay, so this is why I wanted you on the show, because I wanted people to know it's going to be a special show, a different show than what we normally do here on the Boudoir Chronicles. We like to spill tea and get information, and but I also like to pass light and love and make things positive for people. But one of the things that is so dear to my heart, and that is my relationship with God. And you had you had somebody come for you
They tried it.
on yeah, they tried it on your yes, they tried it. Come for you on your Facebook post. And baby, you ran them off with the stick of the with the Moses stick, the stick of the word.
Listen,
And I was just like, oh yeah, I need to see if I can get you on the show. So that is the basis of why I quickly wanted to get you here. And so I appreciate you
I
for coming.
appreciate it so much. And your message really made me like my petty was on level 10 after
It
I
was
got
up there.
there. Because baby, I just look like this. That's my catchphrase. I just look like this. I didn't get it.
Mhm.
You're gonna have a damn good time. Like that's what I say
Yeah.
when I host every event. Because when you see me, you see what you see of me, but you don't know that I'm Costa Rican, Native American, and German. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that my grandmother's an immigrant to this country. You just see me and think white privilege. And I get it. It's cool. I use my super caring powers for good, not evil. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But if you come for me and you expect that, and then I righteously read your ass in a hood fashion. Don't laugh, don't cry, don't do nothing, but you just take it like a man
Yeah.
because you tried it.
And you did a good job with redirecting his understanding of who you are.
Absolutely, thank you. I appreciate.
So you're very welcome. So let me say hi to a few people that are watching. Kadarius, hello. Hey Nala. Harvest Sykes is watching. She's saying hey, yes.
Pocket.
Clock it. So Harvest says you a Harvette. I'm sorry. Says you're a big boss.
Oh, thank you.
Hey Anthony. Hey Jazz and Trey. Hello Trey.
I'm
So
also
you're
very
watching.
single and very looking. So
Yes, yes. Okay, Christine. Can I want to talk to you about what actually happened. Was there anything that led up to that post? And
yeah,
can let's talk about that.
for sure. Okay, so I'm a very transparent, probably too transparent type of person. Like I literally don't care because once you're chosen by the Lord, one of my favorite scriptures is touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like I'm his anointed. So you could try to come for me, but my story is never going to get me in trouble. That's how I feel, right? So I had just beat a CPS case because I had some girls who I was helping them out. I let them stay with me, quote unquote, for about a week and a half. And they tried to give me $150. And when I was like, that's never going to be enough. The homeless shelter will let you stay for free, though. I can give you the ends if you want to know.
Mm-hmm.
They got very upset that I told them they had to move around, so they vandalized my car. Me
Mm-hmm.
being as pregnant as I was and am, I can't do to you and meet you the way I want to meet you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I can't see you how I want to see you.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally called and filed charges. That day I called and filed charges. They called and filed a complaint with CPS. So as someone who has utilized legal THC, um, they thought that they were going to get my kids taken from me.
Mm.
But I beat the case because if you're transparent and honest and you have God on your side, literally no weapon formed against you shall prosper.
Come on.
So that day I posted, don't play with God's favorites. Case
Mm.
closed. You know
That's
what
what
I'm
it was.
saying?
Yes.
And so when he said he came on, whoever that man was, I do not know him from a can of
Can
paint.
we call his name? What?
Hold on, girl, because I keeps receipts now. Hold on, let me just go roll back a little bit. It'll take me a
Mm-hmm.
second to find it.
Pull out those recibos.
It's probably in my screenshots faster than it would be in my phone, to be truthfully honest with you. Because I post some, I'm fully monetized now, so I
Hey
go all day.
Lumberjack. Hey T.
Hey, everybody. Thank
I'm
y'all so
going.
much
You
for
know me. I got to have my little.
girl, do it.
I'm going to stop because I don't like anything having control over me. But when I want one, I want one.
No, I mean, and you know what? I think life is too short to live it any other way than completely happy. So you'll never get a judgment out of me, friend.
Doesn't necessarily make me happy, but it definitely gives me a satisfaction of some sort.
Listen, we need it. Let me go back to my phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be fast.
Right now, we're pulling up receipts on the Boudoir Chronicles. Uh,
Christy, stop.
I got Christine with a K Smock here with me today. And we're talking about a post that was on someone that she posted on her Facebook, and someone decided to come in and have a comment. And she read them the most wonderful display, an array of rights that she could read. And we're going back for receipts to find out who it was.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so his name is Tommy Brown, Tommie
Shouts
Brown,
out to Tommy Brown with
for
the
being
IG.
ignorant. We appreciate you.
Thank you for
Um,
this
no,
for this stage.
no, seriously. So the post was, in case y'all missed it, don't play with God's favorites. Case closed.
Case closed.
Okay. And so he came on there. He said, God don't have favorites.
Boop,
And
first mistake.
I was like, who don't have favorites? My God do. And I
My
know because
God,
I'm one of them.
because I'm one of
I'm one of them.
them.
And so he posted a bunch of comments saying, you're wrong. Let me see. Go back to where the first thing I have here is he posted Proverbs 12:1. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates reproof is stupid.
Hmm.
And I was like, that's where you lost me, first of all. Now I'm going to have to engage you because, first of all, you don't call me names on my post.
Okay.
That's just you out of line. You don't
Let
use
me
the
school you
Bible.
before I block you.
You don't use the Bible as a weapon of control. And that's why people are not in the church. Let me tell you something about God. Jesus wasn't in the church house. Let me say it again for those
Come
who's in the
on.
back. Jesus was not in the church house.
Come on now.
Jesus was where? Where was Jesus at?
He was out in the
He
streets.
was in the streets.
He was in the streets.
That's why I be in the streets. Because if you take the message and you wrap it in a pretty little ratchet package with a bow, people can receive it. Because the message is God loves you and you're supposed to follow his journey for your life, his dream for your life. What he has ordained for you, you're supposed to get in alignment with that. And
Absolutely.
as you were raised, you're not supposed to depart from that, right?
That's
Anyway,
my belief.
mine too, friend. And we're not wrong. And so I had to come back and tell Tommy, bless your heart, touch not mine anointed and do my prophet no harm. Psalm 105:15. It's not a suggestion, it's a divine command. So unless God himself handed you a scroll with my name and your assignment on it, you might want to tread lightly for you find yourself fighting a battle he never told you to enter. Ask Pharaoh how that turned out. I don't reject correction. I reject spiritual arrogance dressed up as false authority.
That was
God
the
calls
one.
me by name. Isaiah 43:1. God calls me by name. He walks with me, talks to me, and covers me. You're not disciplining me. You're disturbing me. And you're not rebuking me. You're reaching. You don't know me in the slightest. Be careful before you keep poking the protected because when you mess with God's favorite, you're not rebuking. You're risking.
I love it. You read him so brilliantly. Just
Listen, it
wonderful.
just kept going on. Like he just kept on. And I was like, oh, so you want me to is this what trolls do? Is
He
this what
wants to
trolling?
smoke. He wants to smoke. Finally, someone wants to smoke.
Like they never want the smoke when you start delivering, right? Like it's like, anyways.
What he was looking for is that no, yes, God has favorites. What he is not a respecter of person.
Hmm.
That's what he was looking for. But sometimes the ignorant don't know, do they?
And don't try to use a piece of the Bible to
Mm-hmm.
discredit me because my walk
They
with
can,
God, I may not know the name and the number next to the verse, but I know the
but
word.
I know it
I
because
know
what it
the
say,
word, and I
what's
can
the word
pull up where it's at
in your heart,
because
so
that's
that
where it's supposed to be at because I
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
follow the
Keep the
instructions.
word hidden in your heart so that you may not depart from it, and you can call on that word when you need it.
Hmm, hmm,
And when
hmm.
it's in there, it's in there. And
And I
most
hide
of us
myself in the will of the Lord so the right kind of husband can find me.
see that. Hear that, ladies? The husband can find her. We don't need to
I
be
did a
looking.
lot of looking, and you know what I find? Hobosexuals that dick me down real good, and I
Please, I gotta
appreciate.
stop you right there. Please define. I know what it is. Define hobosexual for
Yes, I
me.
said HOBOSEXUAL, not homosexual. And shout out to all my gay friends, love y'all. But
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
hobosexual is generally someone who don't have their own home, do not have their own car, probably don't have a job. They call themselves a handyman or a hustler or a street dude, a go getter. But they don't have no place to call their own. Most of the times they be in between baby mamas and they are in between places to stay. They oftentimes choose to stay with their auntie, their grandmama, or their mama, because those type of people will always have a space for them, right? Now, those type of people are guaranteed to have BBCs and dick you down. Guaranteed. Like 100%. That is not a lie. And it's not, listen, look at me. They think I
It's
have
not how to
engineering
get you
tattoo
caught
on my
up right
forehead.
there. It's how to
Listen,
get you caught up.
and I let them think it, friend. And I'd be like, dickmatize me, daddy. Woohoo. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally was living my best life. That's how I got right now. But that's what a homosexual is. They're gonna dick you down and they're gonna give it all they got. And then they're gonna ask you to move in about after 2 days.
Thank you for that. That is the definition of hobosexual. You heard it here first.
You
If
did.
you haven't heard it before, on the Boudoir Chronicles. Speaking of Boudoir Chronicles tonight, you can catch me on Monday nights, usually, but we have a special edition today, so that's why we're doing Wednesday night. You can catch So Far Good doing his Creep Show on Tuesday nights.
Okay, so good.
Lately, yes, every other Tuesday, we're at the Taco Tuesday, so that's why he didn't come on this Tuesday. And then the last Tuesday of the month is usually the Us Show, but we forwent
Went for it.
forwent the
Heretofore didn't do that.
we
I'm just
tabled
kidding.
it. We tabled the Us Show so we could do this one today. So if you guys don't know and you're just tuning in, this is a special edition. Hey Sunshine, she says hey.
Oh, hey.
We're talking about the title of this today is Pillow Talk, but we're discussing loving God while living LS. So this may not be for everybody, but I know
It's
it's for
gonna be for the right people
somebody.
though.
Yes,
Whoever
I know
it's
it's for
for, it's gonna
somebody.
land well.
So y'all, I see y'all popping in and popping out and popping in. Y'all do that usually, but this one, some of you might want to catch later. Some of you might want to have some input on it. Please do. Again, special edition. We're talking something that we don't usually talk about, but
And no
God,
topic is off limits when it comes to me. I don't have no next question topics. We
good.
can address whatever you want to address because I fear no man, woman, child, or topic. So
If I get up and just start running,
listen, that's
you
what we're
won't
supposed to do. When
forget.
two or more come together in his name, what he say? Well,
Hey, hey, hey. He will be in the midst. So yeah, we're going to be talking some of that today. But I want to put you on the spot because you are a rapper.
and is.
Can you give me a little beat there, acapella,
I
fresh,
can't. I mean,
off
I
the dome?
can't beatbox.
Not the beat, but give
You
me a
know what
little
I'm
bit.
saying? Okay.
Give me a little bit of what you got.
All right, here we go. Let me think about something right fast. I ain't really gotta think. Hey,
Okay.
hey, hey, it's your girl Christine with a motherfucking K on the scene, doing my thug thizzle everywhere I go. Yes, I love the Lord, and I can be a hoe. I don't play no games, and I keep it real. While you playing with me, I can shoot the steel. I ain't trying to do it. I'm just trying to kick it. I don't want to fall off, but then we flick it. Listen, there you go. There's a little something, something.
Yay! I love
Block
it.
it.
Is that something that was great? That was great. That was great. Is that something that you're going to be doing Saturday?
Saturday, we are shooting a music video to my actual song that's already written and recorded in the studio, featuring the young man Brismark Brand. You know,
Yes,
he's Al Sonberg, Late Night Freaky Tales producer. That's what
yes,
he was.
yes.
So I
I know
actually met him
Bismarck.
through
Hey,
Al too.
Bismarck. Shouts out to
Hey,
Bismarck,
shout
right?
out to Bismark Brand. That's my guy, my guy. We locked in forever. That's my business partner. He's my videographer. He is my graphic designer, and my graphic designer literally will walk circles around all the other ones out here. So shout out.
Sunshine says you need to move your talents to TikTok one day. Which one?
Listen, Sunshine, TikTok hates me. I went live on TikTok one time, literally one time. Me and Chaz Rose went live on TikTok, and we had 2,000 views like in the first 15 minutes. Like it was going up. Then they restricted us immediately, and I have never like recovered from that.
I've heard of them doing that. They call it
We were too lit, too lit. We were
shadow
shadow banned,
banning.
and ever since then, I've been shadow banned. I have a TikTok. Everything on my social media except for my Snapchat is at the real Christine with a K.
Okay.
So I have a TikTok and I post whatever I post everywhere else. But Facebook is my baby. I've had that since 2007.
Yeah.
So and it's been the same Facebook this whole time. And this is
Christine,
the
how
one.
old are you?
I'm 36. I'll be
36.
37 in October.
Okay. And what do you currently do for a living that keeps the checks
Um,
coming in
like the
while
regular
you're building?
all of that stuff that I said earlier, all that
Hmm.
makes me money.
So
Um,
that's your okay.
but
Hmm.
my main source of income is I do work from home jobs. I
Okay.
love customer service work from home. That's
Yeah.
my gig. That's my job. I don't even want to go outside unless I'm going to have
I
fun.
want to do that. I would love to work from
It's not
home.
hard. I rewrite resumes too. That's really. I'll give you a little bit of free game. Free game.
Yeah.
Shout out to Free Game Vein.
I take it.
So what you do is, and y'all better write this down because I'm only gonna say it one time. What you do is you find the job that you want, or you locate a work from home job that you want to work for, and then you're gonna utilize some kind of AI, and you're gonna say, write me a resume tailored to this job.
Hmm.
And it'll ask you questions. What's your work history? Da 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 da. Da, what's your address? And just have it do it for you. Write your resume for each individual job you're looking for, because 90% of jobs on the market right now, 90% of hiring has turned AI. Like 90% of the whole hiring process. And now, mind you, I work from home now, but I have literally 15, almost 20 years of experience running restaurants and stores. I was general managers of Spirit Halloween and Taco Bell and those type of things. I did a lot of hiring. I was director what's it called? Oh, director of operations, pregnancy brain, my God. Director of operations for the party bus
It
downtown
gets
Dallas,
foggy,
downtown
don't it?
Fort Worth. I drove a big purple party bus with massage chairs on it for a year, like
Hmm.
till that business shut down.
Okay.
But I've done a lot of hiring, but now the process has been like cut down to minutes. So what they do is they utilize AI and they will scan your resume and they'll scan your application and they'll kick you out if you don't meet X, Y, and Z qualifications
Oh, okay. Okay.
from the one. So you can have 20 years of experience as a leader of whatever the hell you've been doing, but if you don't have at least 1 year experience in a call center, you're not going to get a work from home job. You're not,
Mm,
because there's too many of us. I worked in a real life call center, and a lot of the call centers I worked for no longer exist. A lot of the businesses I used to work for no longer exist. And in today's trying times and economy, I'm not going to tell you to lie to these people,
mm-hmm.
but you got to do what you got to do to get in, to get the chance to speak to them,
Right.
because you're not even getting a call back because your resume is tailored to do public service.
Right.
Your
You just
resume
need
is
the
tailored to
opportunity.
teach. You can't get the door open because the AI is not going to let you get even close to the door.
And
They're
you
going
know
to
when I
turn you
found
away.
that out? I found that out after getting my bachelor's degree. For some reason, I
Now you're
thought
overqualified.
I thought the jobs were just gonna fly
No, man.
in. That's
You're,
my ignorance.
you're too
And
qualified now.
yeah,
They don't
too
want to hire you.
qualified. And
Hmm.
then I got the master's. Oh my God! Now I'm just overly
At
qualified
this
for a
point,
lot
you
of
might as well just open your own shit,
things. and,
because
and I do. I have a property management business, so I'm a licensed realtor. Um,
love that. I want to do that. I want to do, like, actually I do insurance too. I forgot about that.
hmm
But
Yep.
I want to do casualty and property. Not
Yeah.
casualty, I want to do property
hmm
insurance.
Licensed realtor. I'm in education. I have a minister's license. I
I want to do that too. Clock it.
yes, I did 10 years. I got my degree in theology in 2012. I got an associate's degree in theology, and then I went ahead and did the master's degree in education. But having those things, I have skills that I can fall back on. So I always have something. But so right now during the summer, I just be chilling, right? So I'm like,
Love
no,
that.
I'm tired of chilling though. I need to be busy with my hands and stuff like that. The
Hmm.
podcast and all those things keep me very busy. But I'm a Gemini, so my hands are in all the
My
pots.
oldest is a Gemini.
Yeah, they just in all the pots.
I don't know how he reads and draws a picture at the same time, but he does.
Sunshine said that's the truth. They even have AI doing interviews now. She's
No,
done two.
seriously. No,
Yeah,
seriously.
that's
And if you
crazy.
don't say the magical key code words, or somebody doesn't tell you how to break the codex and get through to the next round, you're not. They're
That's
like,
right.
Christine, you keep a work from home job because I keep tailoring my resume to get the job I'm asking for.
There it is,
I
guys.
write a separate resume for each job that I'm trying to get. Not kidding. Yeah, it takes a few minutes, but literally with you got to use, okay, you got to beat the people at their own game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm talking about the food stamp people, the income housing people. You got to beat the government at their own game. You got to beat the tax people at their own game. You got to beat them at their own game, and don't
Ooh.
do things that are going to get you to go to jail.
Right, right, right. So you got to be smart about it. Do
Yeah,
do
because
your
if you, I've been
homework.
doing taxes since 2014,
Hmm.
but if you come to me and think I'm gonna hike your taxes up and you ain't got no kids and you want $27,000 back up, I'm not the girl to come see. But if you want me to keep you on this side of legality and maximize your profits and minimize your taxable income and increase your credit amount, we can talk about some stuff. You know
Taking
what I'm saying?
notes here. You guys, you guys are here, and she's the plug. So
Is
Christine with a K is the plug.
yeah, I mean, and if I'm not her, I know them.
Yeah.
So whoever it is and whatever you need, I promise you we can make that happen.
Oh my goodness, I love it. I like that your hands are in all those things. What's your sign?
Libra gang gang.
Libra. Is that this month? Next
Nope,
month?
that's October.
So why are the Libras already
October.
standing up? Then y'all sit down.
No, ma'am, we will never sit down. Now we will
Ain't
allow
got
you
no
to stand
peace
before
until
us.
October.
Like shout out to the cancers. We're halfway to us once we hit cancer season. But Libra is to me top
Shout
tier of
out
the
to the
zodiac.
cancers.
My ex-husband's a cancer. One of my sons is a cancer. Bismarck Brand a cancer.
Ooh, I know a
Yeah.
couple of cancers. But
Listen, I
it's some
so
Scorpios. I'm like,
excited.
ooh.
My best friend is a Scorpio. I love some good Scorpio. I love a Scorpio, Aquarius, Pisces. Them those are my peoples. I like them type. Leos, some of the best Leo.
Really? What
What?
about them Aquarius?
I haven't had a. I only had like one, but it was off the chain too. But
Yeah, they're Aquarius. They got it.
pop
The
that shit in
age of
them
the Aquarius.
comments, man. What was the best zodiac sign to sleep with? Because there's some I haven't never tried. I ain't ran
What?
into
You know what?
Taurus.
I,
Never
right
tried none of
now,
that.
I'm gonna have to give it to the Aquarius.
Oh, yeah, I mean their sign is water. Like their little symbol is like the wet sign. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
can only imagine that they splashing.
Oh, Christine. So one of the things that I dealt with 3 years ago when I got into LS was the balance. Okay, so what happened to me was I've been married twice. The first time, 7.5 years. I had a 30-day gap in that when you go file for divorce, you get your divorce, 30 day, you can't do anything for 30 days in case y'all decide to, go back together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those next 30 days, I literally married my second husband, who I was with for 21 years.
Wow.
Um, and so all I've known is like marriage. So when I got into LS,
You
with
live your best life.
I'm trying, but still the ups and downs. So 3 years ago is when I decided to get into LS, and it happened like just a freak of nature. I was working at a Sarah Secret, and someone came in and wanted something, and they were getting ready for a party. And so I literally, that's how I got in. I met this person, and they let me get into the jungle, and that was my first taste of LS ever. And so I watched for about a year, just kind of watched and popped into the chats and came out to some pool parties and things like that because it was summertime. No, this was Christmas time. So I watched, and then until summer, then I came out and popped out, but didn't really come to grips with that I was LS until Al's show, right? That night, I just kind of, unbeknownst to me and a surprise to me, bloop, just,
I remember that. And I was like, that's right. Walking your truth. I'm so proud of you.
and it was a weight that came off my shoulders, right? Because I was trying to figure out how to navigate all of the people that know me as the church girl or know me as the wholesome person, or just the wife, the mother. How do I navigate
All of
that? And
those
I like,
things are still you. You're
yes,
still her right now.
true,
When you take the makeup off of Boudoir Batty, you still mama.
yeah, yeah.
You still love God. Matter of fact, you calling out to God in the middle of good sex. I know you is because I do. And hello,
What a sin.
listen, what does sin got to do with it? Nothing.
Hmm.
Like Jesus didn't come down here to save the sanctified. You can love Jesus and still love trap music. You can sip tea and still speak in tongues. Being holy don't mean you stop being who you are. God did not ask you to erase nothing about you. He made you.
Yes.
He put this amount of ratchet with this amount of hood, with this amount of faith, and this amount of perseverance, and this amount of strength, and this amount of holy, and this amount of guilt, and this amount of, you know what I'm saying, this amount of funny and charming. Like he put you together
Yeah.
just like that so you can walk in the purpose that he gave you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And
Oh
and
yeah.
and it's refreshing to hear that, because one of the things that the church does to people is it makes them feel guilty, right? It and it ostracizes so many people. And this is why people have such a bad um a perspective,
Taste in their mouth for the church house.
taste in their mouth
Hmm.
for the church, people of the church. And I just want to let people know that it's okay. Like, we are who we are. And until you have whatever experience you have that's going to make you feel differently or whatever, you got to be who you are. You got to go through what you got to go through. Um,
And I don't believe that he knocks you upside your head and makes you give up everything that you know and love, because he needs people like us in the trenches.
mhm,
Because how do you reach the people in the dark if you don't ever go in the darkness?
right. David, perfect example. After a man after God's own heart, right? But what was he? A womanizer, an
Bad.
adulterer,
And
a
most all of
murderer.
the disciples were really, really shitty people,
Yeah,
in my opinion. Like, I'm not, not judging them. They
right.
really did not have a close walk with God. He chose them because they were in the trenches and the reach that they had for those people.
The
Like,
reach.
Like, I'm ratchet and righteous at the same time. I'm turned
Hmm.
up and I'm still taught by the Spirit. I
Hmm.
live my truth and I stand on word, and I stand on the word and I stand on business at the same time.
Mm.
Because why? Who sat down and said, okay, Pastor, you mean to tell me because I make a joyful noise in my booty cheeks, God don't want me in heaven? I'm pretty sure he said, let everything that has breath praise ye the Lord. So if I say thank you, Jesus, and my ass start to clapping because I twerk for God just like I twerk for the club, you gonna put me at the church house?
They
And I
would.
smoke weed
And that's the
before I
problem.
go to
That's the
choir
problem
rehearsal.
because they would. And that's where we get to the issues. They don't it's become so commercialized. It's become so, you have to do this and this is how
I
you
don't
have to.
think nobody serious pass around the offering plate more than 3 times. Nobody. Nobody. You can stand here all day and ask me to give you my hard earned money. But God in the Bible said he needs 10% of you. He didn't say he needs 10% of your dollars.
Mm-hmm.
He said
Mm-hmm.
you give 10% of your time. You're supposed to sow into yourself. You're supposed to take 10% of the money you make and put it in an emergency fund in case your family fall apart. And then you're supposed to give time. Take time like this, right? This is giving time to God because we're teaching people how to come to God while they are who they are. God don't want you perfect.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants you to believe in things you cannot see.
Mm-hmm.
He just
Mm-hmm.
wants you to understand that it's gonna be okay no matter what, and don't give in to the devil. Don't kill yourself because you think you can't have a better tomorrow. Because that's some bullshit, dog. It is. And I don't care what no pastor has. They have pastor hate to see me coming. They hate to see me come, but they love it at the same time because all
Yeah.
I ever heard my whole entire life, since a teeny tiny child, singing in the church house for the. I've been to white people church, I've been to black people church, I've been to Pentecostal church, I've been to Catholic. I went to a Catholic college, but everywhere I've been, you got a calling on your life. You got a calling on your life. You got a calling on your life. I know I do, and no, I don't have to stand next to you to do it. I know I do, and I let God use me. I hear God talks to me.
Mm,
Like I hear him. I follow the good shepherd and I know his voice, so a voice of a stranger I will not follow. So you
mm,
can't run that mixed message game on me. And I feel like I've had a couple of past life readings done. One of my past lives walked the same time Jesus walked, which is why the Bible makes sense to me, but the shit that's manipulation that's been touched on by all these different hands of man and manipulations of the King James and whoever else wanted to put their hands on it.
mm-hmm.
The shit that don't make sense because it's manipulation. That's what Judge
Mm.
Judy said.
Wow. Talk to me about that. You said that you had a reading done. Um, and I know that the book of Leviticus talks about the things that we should not partake in. And divination is one of them.
I love this. I'm so
But
glad you asked.
before
Oh,
you go there, and we answer that, you guys are watching a special edition of the Boudoir Chronicles tonight. Tonight is Pillow Talk, Loving God While Living LS. And so these are things that I feel like need to be put out there because so many people are hurting. But I believe that they're hurting because they don't have a sense of who they are and a sense of who made you and who is, who loves you and who is there for you. And so I know that this may turn some of you off, but I'm hoping that it would turn some of you on and around.
let me tell you
And
something. If it turns some of you off, you need to sit in that little closet in the darkness and talk to God because He's trying to tell you something. If
mm,
this turns you off, then maybe you not either really living your lifestyle, however you want to live your life. Because I'm not fully in the LS. That's something we haven't talked about yet.
right,
I'm not
we're
fully
getting
in the
there.
lifestyle. I
Hmm.
just live my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like I have done bi thing. I am bi. You know what I'm saying? Like I am. I literally am not ashamed to be sexy and sexual prowessy, and I am so mannish. I will hit you in your DMs and say, "Hey, could you please come fuck the shit out of me? I need some attention." I am not ashamed of my sexuality. I'm not ashamed of who I am, and it's not about oh, you're a hypocrite because you have sex. No, girl, I'm not. I'm not a hypocrite at all. I'm actually the whole point of being true. The whole point. Faith is not about perfection. It's about authenticity.
Mm,
You don't got to shrink yourself to fit in somebody else's idea of what holy looks like. God's love don't have conditions. God
mm,
don't love you if you dot dot dot.
right.
God loves you because he loves you. He made you.
Yes.
He loves the birds and the bees and the squirrels and the trees, but you made in his image. So how much more does he love you than he loved them? They don't have to worry about what they're going to eat, where they're going to live, or how they're going to make it to tomorrow. And you the one made in his image, so he loves you a million times more.
So much more. Woo.
So much.
It's Y'all, it's getting good up in here. We are here. This is the Boudoir Band, and you're watching Boudoir Chronicles. I'm here with Christine with a K Smock, and she is serving. She up here like J Money, serving everybody.
Serving everybody. And will.
Hey, King Simba. Hey, Galilea. and Scoop the Don is watching. So again, you guys, if you can stay with us, stay with us. If you're popping in, popping out, do that. You can catch Boudoir Chronicles on YouTube. We are streaming right now on Facebook, YouTube. You can catch So Far Good. He'll be streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch,
I
and
added my
Twitter.
Twitch and my Facebook too.
You have a Twitch and a Twitter as well.
No, I added to your stream, like to
Oh,
restream your stream.
oh, good.
Because there
Okay.
was an option that you. This is really cute how you're doing this because it gave me the option to link my stuff in to expand to both audiences. So on my Facebook and my
Awesome.
Twitch, you
I
can
love that. This is So Far Good setup, and he just a shout out to
brilliant.
my man, Stacey Connor,
Be
also known as
quiet.
So Far Good. Shout out to him because he makes sure that my show goes well. He comes and checks on me. He's if without him right now, I wouldn't even be doing any of this because this is stuff I've always wanted to do but never knew how to do. Uh, didn't I didn't know the first thing about it, and so as I'm pushing him, he's pushing me, and I just want to say,
I'm
babe, thank
manifesting that
you.
type of love for my life. Come
Thank you,
through.
baby. I love you, and I appreciate you for everything you do. He's a really good guy. He takes care of me, and I don't give him enough accolades, public accolades. So I want to just thank him for everything that he does for me.
Love that.
Now, uh, divination. So you earlier you said that you had spoken to or went to see, what did you
I
call it?
did my own reading. Actually,
Okay, you did your own
I
reading.
went when I've always been very religious. But when I left my ex husband, who I was with, the one I survived domestic violence, not the only person I've survived domestic violence with, but the person who I was with for over 10 years.
We're gonna get into that too.
You know what I'm saying? When I left him, I found the spiritual side of myself. I found the difference between religion and spirituality. I found the
Mhm.
difference between the magic that I carry within and the magic of the Lord. And I found out that even though the Bible was the first tool I got in my tool belt, that it's not the only one that's supposed to be there. I found the missing books of the Bible, like Enoch, for one. I found that the Bible wasn't the whole story. It's just a good starting spot. It's the great piece of literature. I love it. I swear by it. I'll pick it up now. And everything you try to tell me I can't do in my life because the Bible says you can't, there's something else in the Bible that I can find that says that you're wrong. And divination is one of those because if we're not supposed to partake in divination and we're not supposed to do rituals and we're not supposed to have crystals and we're not supposed to do that, why the hell do we eat the flesh of the Lord and drink the blood of Jesus in a ritual on the first Sunday of every month?
because for yeah, the first Sunday of every month.
But,
But
but
I feel like because that wasn't something that was supposed to be done like that anyway. It was never supposed to be ritualistically done, in my opinion. But speak on it because you may have more word on it,
I'm gonna pull up some resources because
more knowledge on
I
it.
don't ever go into a battle of wits unarmed, and I don't ever go into a discussion without some type of research. Uh,
Hmm.
Give me just 1 second. I'm gonna pull up something that I've been
Hey,
reading about this.
Shamika. Shamika says yes. Trust and believe. We got to, Shamika, because if we don't, it's gonna be a world of trouble out here. Speaking of world trouble, our world is already in a lot of trouble. Um, I had posted several years ago, and this is just me talking while Christine looks up some things she to answer a question. But I had had a prophetic dream several years ago that that the Statue of Liberty had fallen into the ocean, and several of us were in the ocean, and we were toggling the head of the Statue of Liberty like a volleyball, and keeping her head above the water. And there were helicopters and everything flying all around as if to try to come save those who were in the water. Um, but as we were toggling her head and keeping it above water, I hit her head and it landed on the shore. And the when I woke up the next morning, I just started writing, and I realized what the dream was about. I had a revelation to my own prophetic dream, and that is one of my spiritual gifts is to interpret dreams. And so the dream I realized was that America, Statue of Liberty, was going to fall, and it was going to be very soon. And when it fell, our job as ambassadors for the Lord were to hold it up And when we're holding it up, that's us holding everybody else up, keeping those who don't know in the know, keeping those who don't understand, teaching them to understand what's going on. But our world are
I can
as
see that.
hell.
And let me tell you what I just heard from Spirit. The
Uh-huh.
righteous stand up right and the wicked wonder why they stumble. So it's the wicked that are going to fall in America
Mm-hmm.
because God don't like ugly.
And as we are keeping it
Our job
held
is
up
to
and keeping it
continue to spread
together.
love and light
Mm-hmm.
and to educate people
Yes.
to understand that
Yes.
you don't get to lose the feeling of worth in yourself because you
Mm.
chose to live this lifestyle.
Yeah.
You
And
don't.
I'm going to post that dream. And that was the revelation I just told you, holding America up, that it was going to fall. We are falling now, as you can
Period.
see. We have been falling. But this dream is more of a prophetic end time type
I
dream
love that
because now is the time for us to be practicing
because to me it's a call to action. That's what I got from
call to action. Absolutely. And that's what I was going to say. It's time for us to start practicing and doing what we've been equipped in our spirit to do as it starts manifesting. Were you able to find
I
some?
got you. I was just letting you finish your sentence. So
Yeah. Okay.
there's all kinds of places in the Bible where it tells you not to trust divination, sorcery, consulting with mediums, yada yada yada. But there's things that we have. Let me tell you where to find it first, and then I'm going to tell you why I don't agree with a lot of it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So first, you can find it in Deuteronomy 18:12. 18:10:12. Let no one be found among you who practices divination or sorcery, interprets omens, engages in witchcraft. Anyone who does these things is detestable to the Lord. Okay. Leviticus 19:31. Don't turn to mediums or seek out spiritists, for you'll be defiled by them.
Mm-hmm.
Acts 16:16-18. Paul rebukes a girl with the spirit of divination, even though she was telling the truth because the source of her power wasn't from God. According to Paul.
Mm-hmm.
According to Paul. Okay. So why does the Bible say that? It's not about fear and it's not about control. It's literally about spiritual protection or alignment. The source that it comes from matters. The intention behind the people who are telling you these things matters. So if you get Asha Queen, beautiful, bold soul in your inbox, and she says, Beloved, I wish you the best day. Can I tell you what I see around you?
I say no.
Guarantee you. I always say return to sender tenfold. I don't have
Yeah,
to
I say
tell you.
no.
I'm not
Thank
one of them.
you.
I'm not
No,
one of them.
thank you.
So no. The source of where you're getting your information comes from. Me, myself, and I've been telling God I follow the good shepherd and I know his voice, so the voice of a stranger I will not follow for literally more than 10 years. I've probably been saying that for 15 years. And it didn't happen right away. Like, because I was always concerned about being led astray by my flesh.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of not hearing what.
Because that's where most of the time that's where we are tempted, and but we hear a lot of people a lot talk about the flesh, but they don't talk about the other stuff. That other stuff is what's getting in here. We're so worried about flesh, which is a thing to worry about or to be concerned about, but we're controlled by that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it feels spiritually on point. The Bible warns against it because not because it's powerless, but because it's very powerful. And if you get to tiptoeing around and shit you don't know anything about, you can actually hurt yourself. You try
Mm-hmm.
to do, for example, people learn about witchcraft and they learn about spirituality and divination and even prophesying. Prophesying is a form of witchcraft. It just has a different name. All of this shit, if you take the word ritual and put it into prayer and change the word ritual to prayer, you have a whole different meaning for what you're doing.
Well, what I think
The
that we
same
should
thing.
do is change it from prophecy, in my opinion, is not witchcraft, but it is the downloading of information from the Lord. So I can see where you say witchcraft because it puts it in the word that we know is witchcraft, right?
That's the word
Let's
that's been conditioned to us.
conditioned, right?
That's it. That's it.
So what we have to do is discern the difference between what is holy and what is not.
The same
What is
reason that they burned the witches back in the day. This is for man. That's not of God. Because the God we know, would first of all, it's only one that sits high and looks low, and it's not you or me. So if a person practices quote unquote witchcraft, that's just a stigma that they've decided to attach to that person because they're afraid of what they can do and they're trying to villainize them instead of understanding when you the Bible says Jesus arose with all power.
mm-hmm.
And you have the power that God gave Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have that power. So the
Mm-hmm.
Bible already tells us we're magical, powerful beings, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, so you have to unlearn the conditioning and learn what he's trying to tell you.
Mm.
Your relationship with God is just that. My relationship with God is just that. It's mine. It's personal.
Hmm. Yours,
But
personal.
people get turned away from even getting to know who he is because
Yes.
they think he's not gonna love me
Oh,
because
he's yes. Or I'm going to
I'm
be
gay
judged.
sometimes.
I'm
You
going to
know,
be
like
judged and
he
all of
don't
that.
love me because I go to these parties and I
I
watch these people
challenge you
sin.
guys to get a relationship with him and still be who you are.
You
Still
can,
be
I
who you
promise you.
are.
Hey,
It's
I'm gonna tell y'all
possible.
a secret. He made you. He made you. He knows exactly who you are. He knows exactly what you like. He knows exactly what triggers your little ding. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He knows exactly what that
Mm-hmm.
is. So Pimp C said it best. If you got to be ashamed of what you're doing and you got to hide it, then you shouldn't be doing that.
You should be doing
But if
it.
you feel no shame, I feel no shame. I have no regret for anything I do, say, or experience because I'm genuine about it and it's with a purpose on purpose. My intentions are pure. I'm good hearted. I don't do anything maliciously to
Mm-hmm.
anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So once your intentions are on point, you're able to go forward.
Mm.
So to continue on, because I don't want to take too much of your time. Look, I don't want to keep y'all all day.
No, no, no. You're good. Oh, we are getting there, but go ahead.
I'm telling you, friend, that this is something I could talk about for weeks and months at a time. So the scripture was written in a specific cultural context over multiple centuries by many different authors, all men. Nothing in the
Point
Bible
that out.
was written by a woman
Mm-hmm.
because back then it was not okay for women to do anything other than serve their man, right? Okay, ancient divination in the Bible includes human sacrifice, idol worship, manipulation through fear. That's like just the genuine church things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's entirely different than me pulling out my tarot cards and saying, God, Holy Spirit, lead me in the way that I should go. Tap, tap, tap. You know what I'm saying? Because the tool that you're using is not evil. It's the
Mm-hmm.
intention behind the tools that you are utilizing that's where the good and evil comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
This crystal is not evil. What you do with this crystal can be evil or good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's
Wow.
literally all about educating yourself. And if you need some scriptural proof of that, God judges your heart, not the tool. In 1 Samuel 16:7, the Lord does not look at things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at your heart.
And thank God he does, because if it were different, we'd be slayed and laid out here behind what people think, how they look at us, how they feel about us, all of that.
Period. And
Shamika,
God said, literally, God said, call for things not as though they are. He literally said, asking ye shall receive, seeking ye
and
shall find,
if you
knocking the door will
say,
be
if
open.
you say, speak the things that are as though they aren't, what does that sound like to you?
That means manifestation. Manifest the things. Call for things not as though they are. You have to
But you know
literally,
it spiritually.
yeah.
What does it sound like in the natural? Speak those things that are as though they're not. Speak those things that aren't as though they are.
I can't go back that far to be in my.
Sounds like a lie.
Oh yes. Oh, okay. It
A
says
lot of
it's
people.
bullshit. Okay. Look, I was like, I can't go back that far to sleep land. I can't. I'm too woke for that to go back that far.
so so basically what I'm saying there is the Bible gives you things that if you look at it naturally, you're going to think, what?
If you
God is
tell me to
crazy.
lie,
God out here fooling around. God just told me to lie. But if
nope.
you look at it spiritually, it's in order to manifest those things in which you want to come into fruition. When
Hmm.
you speak those things, you put those things in the atmosphere
Because
and
the power of life and death lies in your tongue.
in the
and
tongue.
and it's they call it spelling because the words you speak are spells, like cast spells every time we open our mouth. That's why you have to call for things not as though they are, because if this is the problem, people take little bits and pieces and tiny parts of the story. They don't have the whole theological education that you have. They don't have the whole I'm going to say entertainment education that I have, because I'm not professionally trained. All I have is my walk with God and my personal life experiences and what I've learned from being in the Bible and being in the church,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So if
Mm-hmm.
you take bits and pieces of the Bible, you're only going to have bits and pieces of the story. But that's why you're supposed to read it and meditate over it.
Yes. I wanna hit on what Shamika says here. Shamika says, okay, with that being said, that's why we need to find identity walking in purpose.
Yes.
Faith faith over fears, and when we have a setback, that's a good thing, because if you got to say that that's a comeback to have a setback set up to walk in your purpose, to know that hey, I'm not doing this anymore.
Mhm.
She says Hey, I'm not doing this anymore. Jesus did for us. He died for us so that those things that we want, nothing's perfect. Nothing he wants us greater things in life for us. And all we have to do is just praise him and give him all the glory. Thank you for me, Shamika. I
Yes,
agree.
she's absolutely right. And every step forward is progress. It doesn't matter if it's a centimeter or 2 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Every
Mm-hmm.
step towards getting in alignment with where you're supposed to be with your purpose and improving your relationship with your God. Because you know,
Mm-hmm.
not everybody believes in the same God we believe in. But
Absolutely.
if you think about it, and again, we take it bigger than the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the Bible, God says, I go by many names. So who's to say the God we serve is not the Allah they talk about? It's deep,
Oh.
people, and it gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and we can go deep as you want to go because I'm here for all of it. The Bible doesn't condemn all forms of spiritual insight. The same Bible that tells you not to partake in sorcery will include dream interpretation. Look at Joseph and Daniel. Casting
That's
lots.
my spiritual gift. One of my spiritual gifts, dream interpretation.
I only have communication with people that pass on in my dreams. They come back and tell me stuff. But I don't have any. Well, I've never Dutched. I might have. Let me not speak that in my life because I don't know what I got to go
Mm-hmm.
on with it.
There
But
you go.
my dreams are normally my ancestors coming to talk to me, which is
Yes.
probably heavy on the Hispanic side of me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, casting lots is an ancient form of divination that was used by the apostles.
Mm-hmm.
Prophets who use symbolic objects or rituals to
What?
receive
Tell them
messages.
what casting lots is.
Ooh,
It's like what we would, what I guess what we would equate to now is gambling and things like that, or uh, yeah, it's like betting on
it's a
certain
it's
things.
a it's a ancient method. It's described on the internet as an ancient method used in the Bible to make decisions or discerns God's will, like
Yeah.
throwing straws, rolling
Yes.
dice, picking stones. You know that thing that they hold up and she's like asking me a question. That's a
Yeah.
yes. That's a
Yeah.
that's casting
Yeah.
lots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? And examples of that in the Bible comes from Leviticus. The high priest cast lots to decide which goat would be sacrificed. I'm a roll the dice, and if I get a six, then it's Christine's turn. If I get a four,
Right.
you know, my dad used to
Yeah.
cast lots to tell
Placing bets
position.
on in order to get what you want
Basically,
and things like that. Yep.
basically,
Absolutely. I want to shift gears just a little bit.
let's do it.
You mentioned that you are a domestic violence survivor.
Damn.
We excuse me, we talked about, I guess you briefly were able to talk about it, said that you're a survivor of domestic violence, and we don't talk about this enough in our community. We Especially in the LS community, we see a lot of people who have been traumatized in some sort of way. And LS is kind of our outlet to kind of just be together and forget all about those hurts and pains and things like that and just come together. Um, Talk a little bit about your, I guess, surviving domestic violence.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So, I guess it started all the way as a child. My father was extremely abusive. Like he was a military raised person. It wasn't until he passed on, and I grew up and I was in my 30s and I found out he was actually molested as a child. So a lot of
Who
his
was this? I'm
my
sorry.
father, this
Okay.
is where it started, way back, way back, way back when I was just little Christine, not Christine with a K, just little Christine.
It was a lowercase k.
Actually, it was Christina, and they like my family called me Christina, um, and Nina to the ones that really really love me. But anyways, my dad was very strict. We were raised military. He literally said, "I'm raising you like I raised my pit bull puppies." He bred pit bulls for 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
so we were taught to be rough, tough, tumble, but to be very extremely obedient.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it was. I got whooped every day. I literally never spent the night at a friend's house. I never got to stay in after school activities after school in high school.
Oh,
Like
you were raised black.
essentially. But my daddy had a tattoo that said 100% honky, even though he was half Costa Rican. You know, God rest his soul, and I love him. He changed who he was before he died. I want to put that out there. He was an amazing man. He walked me down the aisle to my black husband. He was there and present for the birth of my mixed race children.
Come
Well,
on.
my child, my friend, and he was my baby's best friend.
Come on.
So, but they're trying to come in now. They're like, "Mama, you've been at work all day. It's 9 o'clock."
I know, kids. Fend for yourself today. Mama be with you in a little bit.
Okay, vete para allá. Estoy hablando. Okay, espérame.
Hablas español.
Girl, yes, I told you I'm Costa Rican. My grandmother came from Costa Rica. I just look like this for real. We can keep
Y'all
it
see,
gangster. We
so
can keep
she
it
is
gospel. How y'all want to go about it?
multiracial, ethnic, and she's
I'm,
not
it's
just,
not what it looks like.
it's,
I
her
don't fit
skin
into
is
any box.
porcelain,
It is.
but she got all of us inside.
Listen, somebody in here was definitely black. Some I don't have no black in me right this second. Well, actually, that's a lie. My baby's mixed. So just,
There you go.
just kidding. But
See?
like whatever you think you thought it was, it's not that. Anyway, so after I grew up like that, that made me tough. And so when I got disowned and I didn't have any family, I looked for love in all the wrong places, if you will. The very first person I fell in love with looked like Tyrese, and he was so fine. But
Ooh.
I was also 18, and he was also 29. And I
Mhm.
didn't know what that was like. I didn't know what being groomed was. I was just green and wet behind the ears, and so I fell for it, all of it. And so he exposed me to drugs, and if you love me, you'll do this. That was like emotional manipulation, that type of domestic, because that is domestic violence. People, that's still abuse. I don't give a damn. Uh,
Still
Manipulation and affecting who you are, as a person,
emotional,
stealing your confidence,
mm,
degrading you, putting you down. Verbal abuse is
making you feel
bad.
less than.
Physical abuse,
It's all abuse.
got through that. Every boyfriend I had abused me in some kind of way, but I realized it's because I was allowing these things to happen because I was so hurt from things that I never allowed myself to heal from. And I'm just jumping from bed to bed instead of jumping inside my own head and figuring out what was really going on with me.
Mm.
So when I met my husband, well, my ex-husband now, but when I met him, he promised me that he was going to stop. He would never do those things those people did to me. He would stop that part of my life. He would never
Mm.
be one of those people, but he
Mhm.
ended up choking me till I passed out. He ended up, slapping me. Like, that was a tough
What
man.
do you think makes men do that?
Oh my, I got a smart ass mouth.
Mhm.
I think it's insecurity in themselves that make it do it to other people though.
Mhm.
But like, I don't feel like I can affect you to the point where you can put your hands on me. And if
I
I do,
shouldn't be
then
able to affect you
you
that
should
way.
you should man up a little bit, because no, that's not okay.
Mm.
Especially because I'm not one of those females that hits. I understand if a woman puts themselves in a man's position, how they can expect to be treated as a man. But I'm not finna put my hands on you. So if I don't put my hands on you, keep your fucking hands off me. And it wasn't until I learned to love who I was as a person that I was able to stand up and be like, you'll never put your hands on me or you will die.
How long did you go through that?
10 years with him.
You went through domestic. Was all of that 10 years
No, that was
violent?
just him. That was just him. But
What?
probably I left the last time I was in any type of domestic situation, I was 32 years old. So from
Mhm.
the age of 0 born birth with my dad all the way to the age of 32 years old, I yeah,
Mm.
basically went through it pretty bad. Put
Yeah,
myself through a lot of it though, if I take accountability.
and you, mm. And that's one of the things that we don't talk about accountability enough. Before we get there, you went through domestic violence for 10 years in this marriage, correct?
And he's the father of both my other kids.
Why did you stay so long?
I loved him. And I knew in my heart of heart, a praying woman can change it. His mother literally told me a praying woman can change anything. So I fell to my
And
knees.
that's
I
again,
called
that's
upon the
that's
Lord.
Bible word.
It's conditioning because the Bible says that you can leave your man if he abuses you. The Bible says you can leave your man if he cheats on you. The Bible says you don't have to stay in those type of marriages, but you're supposed to love, honor, and cherish till death do us part, in sickness and health, for better and for worse, because they say to. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm doing that and you not doing that, I need to move around because I need to love me enough to know that this is never going to get any better.
So the love that you had for him enabled you to stay in a relationship where when he got ready to, he'd go upside your head.
Period. And then somehow convince me it was my fault he came upside my head. If I would just shut up, or if I would just do what he said, or if I would just listen better, if I would just clean the house more, if I would just go make more money. Bro, I'm the breadwinner. What are you talking about?
It was all your fault. Everything laid back
Everything,
to you.
anything.
Was he a narcissist, in your opinion?
He was before he healed. He's a lot better now too. Not gonna lie to you. Not better to the point where, oh, I love you so much. Let's get back together. Because baby, no. When you trade me in for a younger version of me that's great value, off brand, you gonna have to keep that. And you had a baby with her too. No,
No refunds.
no, no gives backsies.
So I understand that love can put blinders on you in a sort of way and can muddle what you think is true love and what you think is a good relationship and things like that. Because a lot of us women, even men, that we know that men do go through this too. I'm not discounting you guys, but we're speaking on women right now. Two women talking. We're talking to mostly women here on my And shouts out to the women who are on the live tonight. A lot of guys are usually on, but today the women are coming in, so I appreciate that.
Y'all better
Um,
come in and speak on it, man.
come
Whatever you
through.
want to talk about. Well, I
Yeah, they're
promise you
talking.
we'll address that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's her show, not mine. But
But we
listen,
can. Yes, we can. And I'm here as long as you're here. So if the kids have are good and they know how to go get some noodles or something, then we're good.
listen, my 10-year-old is very self sufficient. He can order DoorDash just like I can.
Okay. But that's one of the things I never really experienced domestic violence in a relationship. Like I had a couple of boyfriends who thought, oh, they gonna pop me or something like that. But no, they learned quickly. It wasn't until just recently I experienced some domestic violence in a relationship where I too, like you, loved that person, and I didn't. I thought. Every relationship goes through this is just a little something, something, whatever. Until one day I got popped upside the head so many times, I couldn't even think like, what do I do next? I was totally just taken totally off guard.
Right.
And that was it didn't happen to me long at all. I think I was in this relationship probably 10 months, but it didn't get violent until the last 3 months. And those last 3 or 4 months, I was like, no. I was already thinking, I didn't get 50 years old to start getting beat up on. Like, this is
It
crazy.
means you already loved yourself enough to know you deserve better.
Mm,
But as me, I grew up thinking that I didn't deserve love because I was never treated with real love. My dad didn't love and respect me. He told me I was stupid, I was too fat, and nobody would ever love me. They would only use me. And like those are things, like now I know he was not speaking life over me. He
mm,
was literally cursing me.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it took me a long time until I learned better about myself and learned that I deserve better just because God put me here. I don't deserve better because of what I'm going to do for the world. I don't deserve better because the live I'm going to be on tonight. I don't deserve better because the kids I'm going to have. I deserve better because God made me just like this. And
Ooh,
he
I'm
put me
about
on
to
this
take a
earth.
run around the room.
I hear the little dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
you know. I can hear it.
but I feel you on so many levels right there because I was raised in a loving home. I saw it was my stepdad that raised me, but I saw my parents love each other. I saw them love each other. I saw
And shout
them
out to your
take.
mom for getting your stepdad in the picture early enough for you to be able to have that.
Thank you,
Because my
mom.
mom was
Love
with my
you.
dad for 30 years till he died.
Yeah,
She
my
stayed there with him. She let him do the things he did. She let him disown me
girl,
for messing with black
my
people, but
mother.
she lost
Shouts
her
out to
virginity.
her. So my mother, I feel like she deserves. If I had $1 million, I would give her 900,000. I mean, she's just a wonderful woman. She raised me to see what it's like to be a good mother. She raised me to know how to be a good wife. She raised me to stand up for myself, to have this mouthpiece that I have. So I take a lot of that. And when I got in my marriages, that first marriage, I realized I didn't even love my husband.
Mm.
I couldn't give him what I saw my mother give to my dad. And so I knew this one
So what made you marry someone you didn't love?
I'm gonna have to take that L. Um so I was a dancer when I was young. I said
I
the
always
pool
wanted to do that.
I said the poles was wooden back then, but I was saved at 15 and then in the whole house dancing at 19. It was a little club called what is it, Ladies Love, um, in South Dallas. And
$5.
South Dallas. And so I was doing that, and he actually came in one night and uh, wanted to tip me while I was dancing. And after that, he was just always in there. And so then he was like, "Well, will you come out with me?" I'm like, "Nah, I gotta go work. I got things to do. I gotta make money." So he was like, "No, I will. Let me
So he's a
take care."
sponsor.
So he started sponsoring. He just started taking care of me, and I knew like, oh, it wasn't something because I had my own job. I was doing my own things, but I equated that with, oh, he cares about me. He's going to be good to me. He's going to take care of me, and he did all of those things. He gave me a beautiful son. Shout out to my son Skyland, who is 29. He
Wow.
Yay! He gave me a beautiful son. but I just didn't love him because I didn't know what love was. I just thought it was he takes care of you, he
Preach,
treats
provide,
you
protect.
well, he
That's
treats
again conditioning from the Bible.
conditioning. And so I had to get out of that. Then again, like I said, 30 days later, I was with a new man, and I was with him 21 years. This man, child, cheated on me for about 18 of those 21 years. Had another child whom I raised
Oh,
to be mine, and her sister who I raised to be mine. And continue to do that until now. Now he's ready to be faithful to
I
whoever.
know you is. Oh, that. I'm just
Go for right. Go figure when it don't work no more. But no. But so I thought this is how it's supposed to be this whole time. And then when I was married to him for the 21 years, I was in the church. So church was always, no, pray, stand
pray.
by
He'll
him,
change, baby.
pray him out of this,
Why did God give him free will if he gonna change?
pray him out of this. He pray him out. You can change him because he'll change.
It's the
All this will
devil.
turn
He's
around.
possessed. You know, my ex
I
husband.
went through hell.
My ex husband got what do you call that when they get cleansed? They get what they exercise. He got exercised twice in the church. And I was like, the second time I was like, I know y'all fucking lying. Like, I just know y'all lying. Like y'all in here, you really believe that he
Y'all
ain't
not
saving
running this
his
demon
kid.
off. It gets, a little bit of him is still there because he came back 7 times worse. Nah, that ain't it at all.
Maybe y'all
So
just play too much and then pass around the offering plate before and after the exorcism. Like what?
you too can have this. Just
Listen,
pass the plate around.
listen, God, God gave me the eye of discernment. And I prayed to expand that. And I did a lot of healing. Do you know that the farther you go into knowledge is really power?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so the more Audible books I got, I've had an Audible membership for so long. Like, I'll just get books and I'll listen to them on long road trips. And I'll listen to them when I get ready to go to sleep because like I used to watch cartoons, so Dexter's Laboratory plays in my head all the time. He was trying to learn how to speak French, and so he went to sleep listening to this thing that taught him how to teach speak French, but
Mm-hmm.
it got stuck on this one phrase, omelette du fromage, omelette du fromage. So then it means omelet with cheese. So the next day, all day long, all that man could say was omelette du fromage because it's it's subconscious program,
Subliminal.
it's subliminal programming. It's
Mm-hmm.
you can literally unlearn every bit of the hate, hurt, trauma that you've been through. You can heal while you sleep if you listen to healing guided meditations on YouTube. Healing
Wow.
binaural frequencies are very powerful. For do you know frequencies is what they used to use back in the olden days, like in the Egyptian times, to shape rocks, to build the pyramids and things like that. They didn't have the technology to lift these 1,000-pound rocks. They used sound
Wow.
frequencies. And those healing binaural frequencies, those Tibetan singing bowl, like that
Mm-hmm.
shit really does something to you. And I like to say we have an encyclopedia in our hand. Like I'm on a laptop right now. There's a cell phone sitting in front of me. There's literally no reason why you can go through life not knowing something.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
answer is
agree.
right there. And ChatGPT will tell you in the bestest yes man terms what you want to know.
I can recall. I can agree with you on that, like subliminal, and if you just condition your mind, because that's how I learned Spanish. Was I had people speak it to me every day. I answered back in Spanish, and that is how I learned it. And it was
It's called immersion. If you surround
20
yourself
years
in it,
ago.
if you surround yourself, you go to Mexico and spend 6 weeks, you can come back being fluent in Spanish because
Mm-hmm.
you're immersing yourself in that culture, and there is no other way.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you'd be amazed what your mind can do. We only tap into 15% of our brain power.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's something that's real important to me is like expanding my knowledge. So
Yeah.
I always look for knowledge everywhere. The only room you'll never fill up in life is the room for improvement,
Wow.
no matter how
You
much you put in it.
Wow, I totally get that. 100%. You are watching the Boudoir Chronicles. This is a special edition
Super
with I got with Christine. I got Christine with a K Smock here with me today, and we're talking about a lot of things. The title of today's discussion is Pillow Talk, Loving God While Living LS. And while we are getting on other topics as well, the main topic of today is how we're navigating life back and forth through. Hey, gorgeous.
Say
Ooh,
hi,
you
I'm Roman
handsome.
Michael.
Hey, handsome.
You're very
How
handsome.
to, he's so cute. How to navigate life and how we're
Let me
navigating
finish one.
life living LS. I have come to grips with being LS, but Christine says that she's not per se LS. So
I've
talk
never
about
even been
that.
to one LS event. Never been to one LS party. I watched a lot of LS orgies
How did you
on
get in the
Pornhub.
community? Then how did you get in the community?
I didn't even know I was in the community. I just be me everywhere I go, and people be like, "Hey, can you come over here and do this?" And "Hey, can you come over?" Like I didn't even know Al was LS till we was on Late Night Freaky Tales. I was like, "Ooh, I like being freaky," and then I was like, "Oh, y'all freaky, freaky. Oh, this is cool. I've always wanted to know something about this. Tell me more."
But you're not LS, but you do LS things. You are poly, correct?
Well,
Or
no,
you
I'm probably gonna whoop somebody ass because I get too jealous, but I would like to, I've done group things, I've done bi things, I used to love a
calm
good train every now and
yourself.
then. Listen, it was a heavenly experience. I'm not gonna lie, it was great.
Get out.
So
Get.
and I like to watch people, so I like watching porn. So I figure like watching it in person would be cool too.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to experience it, but
So you're not poly, but you want to be,
I
or you are.
I've never been poly. I'm literally probably not the one for that. Now, if you put me in a mansion like Bolo, my homeboy Bolo, he's got three women. You know what I'm saying?
Bye. You're bye.
That's it. Yeah.
Girl,
By and
look
by,
at my
sometimes.
glass. So that's why.
Listen, in about 6 more weeks, I'll meet you there. No, I can't wait. I just need some mango margarita in my life so bad.
Ooh. So have you heard of the what is it? The Milwaukee margarita?
No.
So it's supposed to have beer in it and like triple sec, all the other stuff, or sweet and sour, whatever it has in it, but it has beer. Okay, I want to try one. I learned that on Leon Thomas's song. Yes, it is. That's where I learned it. So I'm gonna have to have a
I hate
Milwaukee
beer so
margarita.
bad. Beer is
Really?
moose piss or something. Like, why would you drink it?
It's so good cold.
Is it?
They're just
Maybe
tasty
I've had
cold.
the wrong kind.
Yeah, you gotta get the right kind. What, like Dos Equis or like Coronas or
Corona with a twist of lime, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, something like that. I like
My
that.
daddy
The
drank Bud Ice.
Red Stripe.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I don't know. I just now recently learned about like IPAs and that there's all different kinds of different colors of beers.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, I'd rather give me a good old mango margarita, a sex on the beach, a walk me down motherfucker, or no adios motherfucker, walk me down
Adios.
Jesus. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, them
So,
type of shits.
Christine, how does being bi, does that it does conflict with the Christian belief of
Yeah,
um
because apparently if you're gay, you're going straight to hell or something.
yeah.
I
So
don't think that's anybody's
how does
business.
that how do those who are struggling with that dynamic, how do you get them through something like that? If someone were to say to you, I'm bi, but so that's why I don't go to church. Or that's why I don't, because I don't want to be judged, or I feel like I'm not
And if you don't
good
want to be
enough.
judged, you can't go to church no way because the church needs to be revamped. The
It really
church needs to
does.
do better because literally, if you are supposed to be saving lost souls, you have to stop treating the lost souls like shit. So I don't think that you have to go to church to experience church. I think that this type of shit right here, the same way we get together and have an LS party, there's no reason why you can't get together and have a women's retreat and celebrate Jesus and God and our sexuality with our spirituality. There's nothing wrong with it.
Mm,
Like everybody sins and falls
mhm,
short of the glory. That's what the
mhm.
Bible say. So
Yeah.
I just don't, and some of the best people I know, like some of the truly most genuine, pure-hearted, white-lighted souls I have ever met in my life are 100% gay people.
Mm.
So again, I think that's above me. There's only one that sits high and looks low.
Yeah.
And I'm not gay all the time. I like what I like.
I was, yeah, you like what you like. I was conditioned to believe that, you're going to hell, it's abomination, it's just all the bad things that it could be. Excuse me. Until I talked to my brother, shouts out to Landa Jeray Morgan. Until I talked to my brother, who helped me understand that we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory. And again, he made you and he made me in his image, and we're not perfect, and he knows that.
Which is why the way I read Tommy Paul to you, because he was literally trying to do that. And I was like, you know what? Normally I wouldn't even engage in this low vibrational bullshit. But this is a teaching moment for this little blue app right here. You cannot weaponize the Bible and use it against somebody whose spiritual strength is stronger than
It's
you.
strong. Yes,
Like
absolutely.
my walk with God my relationship with God is like this because my walk has been so hard. You know what I'm saying? Like the journey that I have journeyed, that's why I got wrinkles and, other than the fact that porcelain skin people age like curdled milk, um, the wrinkles and shit comes because I've had a rough and tough life. I came up out the trenches for real.
Yeah,
And I survived that. And now I literally have manifested my best life and I'm continuing to do so every day.
yeah.
But that doesn't come without throwing away what people think about me is none of my
Mhm.
business. If you know there's only one person that sits high and looks low, and it ain't your mama, it ain't the pastor, it ain't your auntie, it ain't your granny, it ain't the people down the street from Miss Lulu Church House, it's none of them people. It's God.
Mhm.
And so if you are okay with your walk with God, then it does not matter what anybody else has to say.
Mm.
And if you're not okay with your walk with God, maybe you should take some time and get to know him
Mhm.
because he already knows you and he already loves you.
Mhm. Mhm. What do you say to the people that don't believe in God at all?
I mean, that's your choice. What do you believe in? I want to know. Like I literally want to know. What do you believe in? Because if
Mhm.
you tell me there is no God, then who made the mountains?
Mhm.
Who makes the air we breathe? Like who put this together? It's got to be
It's all
somebody
science.
somewhere.
It's all
Yes.
science.
Okay. Yeah. But who started the flint that? You know what I'm saying? Who? It science didn't do that. So it had to come from somewhere, right?
Mhm.
So whether it was God or whether it was universe and life itself, because a lot of people just take it away from one individual person and it just you know
Yeah.
no, I'm just kidding. But no, like I mean, I don't care. You can literally, it doesn't affect my walk with God if you don't believe in Him. And then that place, I normally will, when I'm talking to them, like my brother, for a long time struggled with believing in God. He did not believe in Him because his own personal walk was like that, even though
Right.
we were raised up in the church. So when I talk to my brother, I would say, spirit or the universe or, like you
I
just
hear that a lot. The
take those
universe.
you take those words and you just change them a little bit to where it rings. A person has to be able to receive the message. So you got to
Mhm.
package the message in a way that a person can receive it. But it's
Mhm.
still the same message. You are worthy. You are strong. You are brave. You are powerful. And you're going to be okay. You can make it through anything that comes your way.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
use God because God is who I know.
Yeah.
But if I was raised in Palestine, I would know Allah. If I was raised in China, I would know Buddha. If I was
Mhm.
raised, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just I just stopped putting myself in a box and thinking that Christianity was the only religion that's okay.
Yeah.
And also, there's parts in the Bible you just have to understand that's written. The Bible's written by man. So if the Bible is written literally by man, not even by women. So if the
Mhm.
Bible is written by man and it was written how many hundreds of years ago? Come on, bro.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know that shit's out of date. And there's probably some shit that's not true anymore. Just like they debunked the earth being round, now it's flat again. After they debunked it being flat and it was round again. Like just like now Pluto's not a planet. You know what I'm saying? Like knowledge changes
It's
all
a
the time.
dwarf planet.
Well, it was somebody's moon last week, like whatever, like however. But the whole point is, if these details are changing by the day,
Mhm.
then what do you think has changed over centuries? And if you are using the Bible, this is like literally tisk tisk on you. If you're using the Bible to condemn somebody else, you better sweep around your own fucking front porch because I
Mhm.
guarantee you not doing everything right by that book.
I hate when people do that. They Bible bash you. It's manipulation to
I
try,
love it.
try to
Please Bible
get
bash
you.
me because I will eat you up.
Don't Bible bash me because it's gonna make me cuss you out.
I'll do that too, but I'll eat you up first,
As
biblically.
I've seen,
Biblically,
to Mr. Tommy, whatever his name was, you got.
Tommy got to do better.
I'm talking to Christine with a K. Christine with a K Smog. And we are here having a special edition of the Boudoir Chronicles, and we're just talking here. We're doing a lot of talking about the Bible and
Spiritual pillow talk, if you will.
spiritual pillow talk, loving God and living LS for me. That's definitely what's happening with me.
And I'm living my LS too. I just
She's
don't know if it's the same thing y'all living or not. I don't know. I don't know what y'all be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, because I don't see you out. You know, like you say, you don't really
I've
go
never,
out.
I've never been invited. Well, I've been invited. Let me not lie. I've never partaken.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Bismarck Brand, I heard, is having a LS party, or
Mm-hmm.
his birthday party is a LS party or something.
Yeah.
It said
Okay.
2 rooms available, and I'm like, I didn't even know
Hmm.
that there's things that you don't know until you know. It's like until you're part of the in crowd, like
Mm-hmm.
certain stuff on flyers, I'd be like, I wonder what a jungle is, you know, like I wonder what the dungeon is. But until you start talking to people and asking
Mm-hmm.
questions, they're like, you should go, but you should get the wristband that makes you only be a watcher. And I was like, well, what if I decide I want to play? Because like I don't know. I don't know how it goes, friend. But I
It's a lot. It's a lot to navigate and figure out, especially when you're new to it or
I'm
whatever.
also be a
But
judge.
that's why I have to do my research. So I did mine for about a year before I even stepped out. But there's a lot more that I'm learning, and through having this podcast and bringing people on and learning more, I'm meeting so many new people and getting to just really connect with them through the podcast and things like that, because I'm actually talking to people. When I go out, I'm more of a watcher, and I just sit and I find a corner and I chill. Even
I'm
if I go to
lit.
a
You
play
turned into
party,
a man.
I don't play. I just sit back in the cut. That's where I'm comfortable. I'm more of a private person, but I'm learning and understanding so many different people through this avenue, and I'm appreciative of it, because everywhere I'm going now, people are like, "Oh yeah, you're the boo baddie, you're Asia, you're this, you're that," and you know they're getting to see me for me and know me for me, and I'm learning different people and different how they click and how they think and what
Very
traumatized
thinking
them
for
and what
sure.
made them happen. Yeah, the triggers and things like that. I'm just learning, and so I'm really enjoying this journey.
And I'll tell you what
Uh,
my heart really cries for, to be honest with you. My heart
mm,
cries for my person. My heart, like it, I've been single for the past 5 years since I left my
mm,
ex husband. I spent a lot of time healing. This whole 5 years, I've been healing.
mm.
Fuck it. But, you know,
Hence the baby in your stomach.
listen, when I found out I was pregnant, you know what I said? The very first thing I said was, damn, one of these hoes who got me. Like, this literally what came out of my mouth. Like, oh my
I
God.
remember seeing that post and I didn't believe it at first. I thought you were joking
Nobody
around.
did. They thought I was fucking
Yeah,
trolling,
we
bro.
thought you were
Why?
joking.
Who lies about a pregnancy, bro? I said, oh shit, I'm pregnant. One of you hoes that got me. And they're like, Christine, you can't say that. Why hell I can't say that? And the thing is, this baby was supposed to be here so bad that this baby came through protection, through the plan B, the like I don't understand. I did First of all, I didn't know a big bitch had to take two plan Bs. You don't know what you don't know, okay, bro? Like you don't know. And I thought I was just done having kids. I'm
You
36
didn't take
years
enough.
old.
You didn't have a big enough dose.
I made him buy it, because I was like, "Where'd the condom go?" He's like, "Oh, it's still in there."
I
What?
need two Plan Bs, please.
Well, none of the fucking songs I've ever heard ever said that shit. A big bitch,
Now we
two
know.
plan Bs. I'm gonna drop that whole in a verse. I
BB BBW.
And
Take
the
two Plan
BBWs, the
Bs.
BB stands for two plan Bs because one ain't gonna get it. I'm
You
just
gonna wake up pregnant.
not for real. But that's how bad this baby was supposed to be here. He's supposed to be here, and that's
Yeah.
why I named him Dominic Siempre. Dominic means close to the Lord, and Siempre means always in
Always.
Spanish.
Siempre, always. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
so his name is Dominic Siempre Smont because DNA is going to determine who your daddy is, and this baby's
Mm.
still mine regardless.
How do you, speaking of babies and baby daddies and all of that, how do you raise your biracial children to embrace who they are, and who are they?
First of all, they had to figure that out. Who are you? Am I white or black? You're literally both, and you're also Hispanic, and you're also Native American. So you're multiracial. You're not just biracial or triracial. We are multiracial. My grandmother, my mother, they all have Native American Indian tribal cards, and not just one out of 356 either. I'm talking. My grandmother was 1/8. My mama one. No, my mama 1/8. My grandma was a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Native Sac and Fox Nation. So you put that shit together with people don't really know unless you do ancestry DNA, but they're definitely black and proud, 100%. Because one drop of black automatically makes you black in the
Mm-hmm.
eyes of society and everywhere else.
Mm-hmm. The 1% black room. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so they're like, "Well, can we say the N word?" I said, "Not while you a fucking kid, no." Like the hell? But I raised them to be proud of who they are and their entire heritage. So when someone calls you a little white boy, or if someone calls, because the thing that I've noticed about my mixed children is that they are treated differently by both sides of the family.
Hmm.
They're too dark for the white side and they're too white for the dark side. And I'm like, I don't understand that. We don't partake in that, and I will go to fuck off on you about my kids. That we love that they we don't focus on what our skin color is. We focus on what kind of person we are. What does integrity mean? You ask my kids what integrity mean, they'll tell you it's doing the right thing even when nobody's watching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm strong, I am brave, I'm smart, I am bold. My son, my oldest son, he's very, he's like me. He's Carter with the K, but he's like me. He's very much, I'm an advocate of anything righteous. We stand on the side of righteousness, even if we stand by ourselves, right? So, like, when that shit happened with George Floyd, God rest his soul, and we were, as a country, we started protesting. I organized a lot of protests in my hometown. I was
Hmm.
very much in Paris, Texas, where I came from. Um, but I'm very much involved.
Hmm.
903, Paris,
Yeah,
Texas.
wonderful. Oh, that's the 903 you're challenging.
Yeah, that's it. All of it though. They is Tyler Longview. Come on, anybody in the 903. Any female out there, you think you can freestyle better than me? Let's go. I'd love to have a session. Let's go.
Ooh, I love
Because
it. I love it.
I love to
Nala,
see people better than me.
I got Nala Dior. Hey, Nala. Nala says, I like to say, whatever vehicle you choose to get in, just get to God.
Period. And so, like, another thing that I do is I understand there's a time and place for literally everything. There's a time and place for my customer service voice. There's a time and place for me to be ratchet. There's a time and place for me to be holy. There's a time and place for me to be speaking Spanish, like tires
Ecclesiastes, for
flat.
those who didn't know, there's a time and a place for everything.
Mhm. Literally everything I say is Bible fed because I literally read the Bible. Like, I've been in church since I was a little bitty kid. I've been in the praise team. I've been in the choir. Like, I was the only white skinned person in my church's choir for several years. They used
Wow.
to go to the other churches and they'd be amazed to see a white person in the choir.
Can you sing?
Girl, what? I can
What?
sing, rap, dance, act. I can twerk my ass off.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask you to sing me something.
Okay.
Give me a little verse.
Let me think. Let me think.
I'm putting her on the spot tonight, y'all. On the Boudoir Chronicles, you heard it here first.
What's my favorite gospel song? Uh, Hezekiah Walker, God Covered Me. Uh, I could have lost my mind. I wanted to give up so many times, but God was my anchor, a consistent way maker. Yes, I'm grateful. God covered me. This is a
Yay!
so,
Y'all, she can do it all.
I'm not scared, whatever.
I love
You ain't
it.
gotta like it. I love it. I sing in the shower all the time. Not you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I live my life because
Yeah,
my light is here for me. You know, that's this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine.
yeah.
That shit plays in my head all the time. But I always tried to come from my light. The more brightly I let my light shine, the more mad these hoes get. Like, literally, I was not bothering nobody when I posted on there, "Don't play with God's favorites." Case
Hmm.
closed.
Hmm. Hmm.
He didn't even know what I was talking about.
Hmm.
And you just
At
want
all.
to out here and trying to snuff my light out with some stupid ass verse calling me dumb.
Well, he got jealous because you're a favorite, and he thought how when he don't got none.
But he could have been God's favorite too if he wanted to. If you
You
just go
could,
talk to,
you
you
could,
might be one of God's
Tommy.
favorites.
Tommy, you can be a favorite.
You might be one right now. You might have just, you know, I don't know. You might have just missed out because you're so narrow minded. Actually, I don't think them type of people is God's favorites. I'm not trying to judge you, but I don't feel like somebody who weaponizes his word is going to be at the top of his list.
No, you got to be after his own heart. That's how you do that when you're after his heart. You will notice the favor of God on your life.
You know, crazy as I
The
prayed, I said, God, make me a Mary Magdalene. What the hell I say that for?
the
You got to be careful what you ask for, people. That's if you don't take nothing else from this conversation, be careful what you ask for from God because you just might get it.
I was just about to ask you to give me something that you thought was a good piece of advice for folks out there. You just
And me
you
and God
just
like this big time. I'm in alignment. Spirit be
you you guys are watching the Boulevard Chronicles, and I have a special edition with Christine with a K Smock with me
saying my name
today.
right. Most people don't. They just don't get it.
I just try to read, friend.
You think? You think?
reading is reading is fundamental. Once you do that, you can get a lot of things accomplished. You can get a lot of things accomplished.
Started stomping in my head.
Some of the things that we have going right now, myself and So Far Good. Well, basically, So Far Good, Taco Tuesday. So that's every other Tuesday. We just did that last night. So you can catch us doing that again in 2 weeks. Also, we have some road trips coming up where we're going to go live on these road trips and bring y'all into those. And hopefully, some of y'all can come with us once we get situated on the road, come out and just enjoy some time with us there. Um, let's see. We just also had a Sunday Fun Day. We are also trying to plan another one in about a week. Sunday Fun Day. You can catch. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, also So Far Good and Impress will be at the Friends Hookah Lounge on Sunday,
Ooh.
next Sunday. So make sure you guys come out from 9 until about we're ready to go, and just enjoy enjoy meeting and greeting So Far Good and some of the people from the chat rooms and stuff like that. Come on out, have a good time. Christine, I haven't really enjoyed my time with you today. I'm definitely going to have you back because there's so much more that we can touch on. Um,
I
we
didn't
appreciate.
realize we've been talking this long, but I mean, that's what
Yeah, we've been going. We've been going.
I would like to invite you and So Far Good and everybody who's watching right now, everybody from the LS, to come be in my music video this Saturday. We're doing it because I don't do anything regular. My gender
Mm-hmm.
reveal was a whole concert with independent artists that performed, and
Mm-hmm.
it was at a club, and my kids were there, so it
Okay.
was exciting. So we're gonna do my baby shower this Saturday, also
Mm-hmm.
tied into the cookout vibe check. The cookout shout out to Bismarck brand. It's all hosted by Sakali Divine
Mm-hmm.
at Joe Pool Lake, Lynn Creek Park,
Okay.
3 p.m. until 8. Free food, free liquor, bring your own gas, bring your own lawn chair.
Now, what time is too late to miss? We don't want to miss the video shoot.
We're probably going to start at about 5.
Okay.
5 or, but literally the music video montage is going to be the whole day.
And
So
how? Okay, so filming will be taking place throughout this whole time.
mhm.
How should we dress for this occasion?
We're
It is the
swimming,
lake.
child. We swimming. It's a cookout. It's a vibe for real. I want you to. I'm going to be in a bathing suit because my fat ass is going to be in the water. I'm gonna have food and I'm gonna be chilling. Kids are welcome to come because there's a playground, there's sand, and there's also swimming at your own risk. I'm not gonna be responsible for your children. I'm gonna be
Right.
responsible for mine. Mine are leaving Sunday to go with my mom and my sister. Shout out to my fam for
Mhm.
making me kid free till I have baby Dominic. That's really
Oh,
cool. Never had this in my life. My kids have never been gone longer than a week.
yay! So
Anyway,
you got a village helping you out this time.
I do. I'm pretty
Good.
excited. So.
Christine, I have enjoyed having you here on my show. I appreciate you so much for being here. You're so beautiful. You have so many things going. Um, y'all, she, this girl's bad. Y'all think the Boo Bad to be coming out and putting that shit on and stepping out and doing all that. Miss Christine with a case,
What cash
nah.
y'all say? I look the same in my pics and in person. That's how y'all see me with
Ain't no catfish in here.
This is what 34 weeks pregnant looks like. So, hey, Big Daddy, if you're watching,
Ooh.
listen.
Can you give besides the one you just gave us and one you've been giving us all night? Can you give us something? Give us a word to go home on tonight.
A word to go home on. Okay. Sometimes all you have is the ability to get up again after you get knocked down. And that's okay. It is okay to not be okay. It is okay to need the moment. As long as you don't give up, I promise you with everything in my spirit, you will win. The only way you lose is if you quit. So keep going because every storm eventually runs out of rain. Every night turns back into the day, and every darkness comes back into the light. And don't worry about the darkness that surrounds you. Just make your light shine bright because your light will turn the darkness into more light.
Mm,
Transmute it.
wonderful. And if you're going through something tonight, joy comes in the morning. So go ahead and let those tears
My
flow.
son Roman that y'all just saw, he's named Roman because the pain
Roman.
you feel cannot compare to the joy that's coming.
Mm, mm, mm.
The pain.
But joy, yes, joy comes in the morning. So we can get through it, guys. All we got to do is wake up and start another day. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. You are beautiful. You did a wonderful job tonight. And
Me
thank you all
too.
for watching.
I never would have known
And
this was your first virtual if you didn't tell.
yes, we got to do this again. I
Off your
appreciate
virtual
it.
cherry. I'm excited about this.
Woo! Yeah, you did. Thank you all. Y'all have a good
Thank y'all
night.
for tuning in.
Thank
I
you so far
appreciate it.
good for my production and just everything that you are to me, to my friends, to my family. And I thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all support. Catch me on YouTube. Please subscribe to my page at the Boudoir Baddie on YouTube because
Don't
in
forget the
August,
B, THE,
yeah,
Boudoir Baddie.
the Boudoir Baddie. So I think it's just Boudoir Baddie on YouTube. But we will be going completely just YouTube in August. So check us out then.
All right, friends.
Thank you.
Be
Good
safe.
night, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.